Well, it's Christmas time, again, already, and that means more games for me. And I have a pretty big pile here, thanks to all you, all requests, a despicable dozen, and we're gonna savor these juicy turds one day at a time, because this is the 8th Christmas since I first started doing these Christmas specials, so we're gonna do something a little different, a little excessive. 12 days of Christmas. Oh no, not this one. Tag and Dragon. As soon as you notice the baby blue colored cartridge, you already know it's bad news. Let's pop this in. Oh, I distinctly remember this. That is one pathetic looking dragon. It looks sort of like a frog-pig hybrid. I don't know. There don't really exist words to describe it. They obviously had a completely different team working on the label because that dragon actually looks pretty rad. This means we've peeled off one layer of this heap. Now let's dig in. Oh, it's all coming back to me. As a kid, I rented this game from the video store, which was not common to find games without the Nintendo seal of approval. So how I got the misfortune to play this, I don't know. The goal of the game is very simple. Bite all the tails of the other dragons and then progress to the next round. That's it. You wish these dragons would do something awesome like breathe fire or fly, but no, all they do is chase each other around in circles like a bunch of monkeys. I had no idea it was possible to make dragons so boring. Everything blocks your way. You need extra clearance to get the dragon around the turns. It's like trying to drive a trailer truck through alleyways. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! There's no long-range attack. The only way to bite their tails is to get all up in their ass. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. All you do is mash buttons and hope for the best. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, you mother... You mother... Look, look, look. Look, look. Oh my god. Ah! Even when you manage to kill the other dragons, you feel no satisfaction in it because it seems like it was all luck. This is the kind of game you could play with your eyes shut and it wouldn't make any difference. It's just round after round of this mind-rotting, button-mashing madness. 3 deaths and it's back to the beginning. I should mention there's a 2-player co-op mode and a versus mode. Yeah, next time you're thinking about getting some friends together to play some Super Smash Brothers? Nah! Tag and Dragon, man! Even as a rental, I only played this game for a few minutes, and that's rare. When you rented a game back then, you usually make the best of it, whatever it is. Even if the game's bad, you didn't have anything else to do anyway, so you had no choice. But with this game, it was one of those days where you just gotta cut your loss and break out the deck of cards. Well, that was painful, but we're just getting started. Oh no, it's Alf on the Sega Master System. Of course, it's based on the TV sitcom from the 80s. I used to love that show just for the fact that the star character was a puppet. Ah yes, the lovable alien life form Alf, or Gordon Shumway, who crash lands on Earth and lives with the Tanner family, not the Tanners from Full House. The goal is to collect special items to get his spaceship working so he can leave Earth and go home, along the way having to avoid FBI agents who are out to get him. This is all strangely reminiscent of E.T. on Atari 2600. These guys are creepy. They look like pedophiles, perverts, child molesters. The way they're dressed in stereotypical trench coats and grabbing at the air as if saying, "Come on, Alf, I got some candy. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to grope your little alien." Get out of my kitchen, you sicko! What kind of town is this where there's a pedophile on every block in broad daylight? Half the population is bike riders who don't know how to pick a lane. You'll never have time to get out of their way. Alf happens to be nearsighted. In other words, the screen doesn't move until you're about a third from the edge, so the best possible chance you'll have to see what's coming up is to do this awkward walk, stop, walk, stop. How did I die? I wasn't even on the same plane as him. Did my foot overlap or something? Even the laws of three-dimensional space don't apply. You simply can't be anywhere near this box. The graphics are forgivable, but why is it that every time Alf turns around, he disappears for a brief instant? The game can't keep up. It's like, oh, wait, you're turning around? Okay, wait, hold on. Okay. You want to know what I think of the sound effects? I can't tell you that. You know why? There are no sound effects. Even Atari 2600 had sound effects. Here, all you get is this rotten music. Get used to that. Somehow there happens to be a big hole in the wall in the Tanner's basement, and it leads to a cave full of bats. Geez, Tanners, you think you might want to do something about that hole? You can't miss it. It's right at the bottom of the steps. Why would that be there? Needless to say, you have no energy bar. One-hit deaths. So try getting past these bats. Just try. Just try it. Ducking hardly helps at all. He isn't much lower. Isn't the whole point of ducking to get down low? Instead, Alf does this awkward half squat. Looks like he's getting ready to dump it. Yeah, I just hit number 2. The one-hit deaths is the main fatal flaw here. You could be halfway through the cave and then all of a sudden something slightly touches you and then it's all the way back to the beginning. There's a total of 5 lives. 1 continue, another 5 lives, and then it's all over. No more continues, no more saves, no passwords, no nothing. It's like good luck. If you can progress any further in this game, you have more patience than me. Do you wish to continue playing? I love how the first choice is no. They knew nobody would ever play this piece of more than once. The only replay value I can think of is to do this. Yeah, hey, pervert. Hey, you want this, pervert, right? you dirty old man! You sicko! Willie! Ha! Crazy Bus. This isn't even a real game. From what I've heard, it was some kind of demo that somebody made as a test in Venezuela in 2004, and for whatever reason it was made to run on a Sega Genesis many years after the cartridge days of gaming. It's a strange anomaly that deserves further examination. So let's take a look at Crazy Bus and see what's so crazy about it. How did this game come into existence? It isn't even a game. I mean, it's the only interactivity is moving the bus and honking the horn. It's as less of a video game as possible. Tiger handheld electronic games were more in-depth than this. There's no goal other than to see how high you can rack up the score. In other words, how long can you hold the D-pad for? You like that game? Well, you don't even need the game, just a controller and a timer. It'd be more fun to stare at a wall. I have a whole new appreciation for Desert Bus. Big rigs is more exciting than this. This broke the scale. This is a whole new higher level. First there's poop, then there's and then there's defecation. Who found this gem and put it on a Sega Genesis cartridge with a case? They're diggers. They dig for It's like finding somebody's garbage and then packaging it up for the world to see. I guess there might be somebody out there who might enjoy this game, somebody who happens to be very interested in Venezuelan buses. Yeah, if there is any game for the Venezuelan bus enthusiast, this is it. Do you find any Venezuelan buses in Super Mario World? No. So you can't argue. This is the definitive Venezuelan bus game. I mean, come on, right? You get these great photos of the buses and you get to look at the photos and drive the bus at the same time. You can even go backwards. You can honk the horn. What more could you want? When the digits are the same color as the background, that gives you an added challenge of trying to read the timer. Crazy bus, man. Don't forget it. Say it. One word, not crazy bus. It's crazy bus. And it's crazy. Whoa, we're driving a bus here. It's crazy. Oh my God, I can't take it. It's so crazy. Crazy bus. Crazy bus. Crazy bus. Whoa. The driver fell asleep on the wheel. Oh, and that soundtrack. Oh, gotta get that soundtrack. Gotta crank it up in your car. Yeah! That's me sideways. That soundtrack. Hey! Ren and Stimpy Fire Dogs. Okay, making a Ren and Stimpy game that's worthy of the TV show is a tall order. The show was like Looney Tunes on crack. It was like they took the Three Stooges but just Moe and Larry, made Larry a cat and made Moe a psychopathic chihuahua and gave him a voice like Peter Lorre's specifically from his rant at the end of the Maltese Falcon. It was ingenious. The show was so crazy that when it was on in the 90s, I didn't even know what to make of it. Do the games hold up? That's a whole other story. There were 4 of them on the Super NES: Time Warp, Veediots, Buckaroos, and Fire Dogs. These games actually made a good attempt at capturing the random humor from the show, and the graphics and animation are spot on. You take Ren, for example, who on the show is a flexible character of 1,000 facial expressions and body shapes. They could have taken him in any direction and gone off in a completely different tangent, but the looks they gave him are just like the looks you see on him in the show. Unfortunately, every one of these games is plagued with flaws that ruin the experience, whether it be a fence that won't cooperate, or taking a million slaps to defeat a dog. Slapping the dog, slapping the dog. The Fire Dogs game is loosely based on a specific episode of the show. Here in the game, you take control of Stimpy and have to collect firefighting equipment and bring it all back to the fire engine. You know, all the ordinary firefighting equipment like a helmet, boots, hose, a beaver, you know. Ren sits it out and does nothing to help. Again, the humor is spot on. So you have to run around the place, sliding up fire poles. Yes, sliding up fire poles. The firefighters apparently don't want any of your help at all. If you run into these guys, it's over. They pound you. One hit, and you have to start all over again. You can pick up fire extinguishers, and if one of these guys is in your way or you get trapped in a corner, you can give them a squirt to stun them. But it doesn't last long at all. It only gives you one brief moment to get past them. Come on, come on! Spray the firefighter with the fire extinguisher. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Come on, come on, come on! Oh, come on. Wrong way! Wrong way! Ah, come on! The only practical way to get around the firefighters is to find Dalmatian paint, which actually follows the show. In the episode, Ren and Stimpy are looking for food and shelter, so they apply to be fire dogs so they could stay in the fire department. But the fire department only takes Dalmatians, so they have to disguise themselves in Dalmatian paint. The fire extinguishers and paint cans are always in different places every time you restart the game, so you have to get lucky. And if you walk under the water sprinklers, it washes the paint off. The items that you need to collect to bring back to the fire engine are all in fixed locations, but even if you get good at it and know where all of them are, there's nothing you can do about the time limit. This is the fatal flaw. It gives you barely enough time, even if you're running all the way. It's only the first stage, but it's going to take lots of trial and error and a lot of luck. You have to do it all in one session too. Once the timer runs out, everything starts over. You'd think there'd be an item that gives you some time back, but I've never found any such thing. Waiting for the water sprinklers always slows you down, and for some reason I'm having lots of trouble with the stairs. But get down the stairs! Down the stairs! Come on! And when you get back to the fire engine, you have to stand in a specific spot for each item and select them one at a time. Why does everything have to be so tedious? You only get 2 minutes and 14 seconds to do everything. Then you have to find Ren and collect kitty litter while the timer is still ticking down. But thankfully, this part is just a bonus. Then you go to the next stage where Ren and Stimpy are using a life net to save people from the burning buildings. But wait, it's not people, it's just a bunch of clocks, sandwagons, books, sculpture busts, TVs, chickens, and bricks. What the is going on up there? Who's dropping this shit? Where'd they get so many? Anyway, this goes on for 4 minutes, 50 seconds, and then the game ends. What, I didn't save enough bricks and clocks? I didn't miss that many, so I'm assuming you have to have a 100% accuracy. I don't know. The game, in the words of Mr. Horse, no sir, I don't like it.